Zark Ivanovich Petrov moved swiftly through the narrow streets of Moscow, the icy wind biting at his face. Sleet pelted the cobblestones beneath his feet, turning them into a treacherous, slick surface. He kept to the shadows, his breath coming out in short bursts that barely fogged the frigid air. It was close to midnight, and the city's famous landmarks, St. Basil's Cathedral, Red Square, and the Kremlin were mere silhouettes against the steel gray sky. The city felt eerie, almost alien in its quietness. "Stay frosty," Zark muttered to himself, his voice muffled by the collar of his coat. He knew he couldn't afford to let his guard down, not even for a moment. His life depended on his ability to stay one step ahead of his enemies, and that meant constantly scanning his surroundings for threats and assessing every possible angle of attack. As he crossed a deserted bridge over the Moskva River, Zark glanced quickly over the parapet. The water below was dark and choppy, reflecting the stormy skies above. A sudden flash of movement caught his eye. He tensed, ready to defend himself, but it was only an empty vodka bottle bobbing in the current. "Damn," he muttered, resuming his walk with renewed caution. "Hey, Zark, where the hell have you been?" A gravelly voice cut through the silence, making him jump. "Victor," Zark replied, recognizing the familiar tone. "I've been trying to shake off some unwanted company." "Tell me about it," Victor grumbled, falling into step beside him. "These streets are crawling with agents tonight." "What did you do, steal the crown jewels?" "Something like that," Zark said with a wry smile, though he didn't elaborate further. The two men walked in silence for a few moments, each lost in their own thoughts. Zark's mind raced with possibilities, calculating escape routes and backup plans should they encounter more enemy agents. "Have you noticed anything unusual?" he asked Victor, his voice low and urgent. "Besides the fact that we're being hunted like animals," Victor snorted. "No, not really. Keep your eyes open," Zark warned. "We can't afford any surprises." "Relax, my friend," Victor said, clapping him on the back. "We've faced worse than this before." "True," Zark admitted, "but it never hurts to be prepared." As they rounded a corner onto a wider boulevard, Zark couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. He paused for a moment, studying the shadows that stretched across the street. "See something?" Victor asked, following his gaze. "Maybe," Zark replied, squinting into the darkness. "Or maybe I'm just seeing ghosts." "Let's hope it's the latter," Victor murmured, pulling his coat tighter around himself against the cold. "Agreed," Zark said, scanning the area one last time before continuing on. Though he knew their enemies were still out there, lurking in the shadows, he also knew that he couldn't let fear dictate his actions. He had a mission to complete, and he would see it through to the end, no matter what dangers lay ahead. "Come on," he said to Victor, picking up his pace as they moved deeper into the heart of Moscow. "We've got work to do."